The life of a prominent Eastern Kentuckian was remembered today in downtown Hazard. LD Gorman died this past weekend at the age of 97. Friends, family, and some big names in the political world stopped by Hazard First Baptist Church to pay their respects. WYMT's Dakota Makris has more.
Okay.
LD Gorman, born and raised in Hazard, Kentucky, what his grandson calls his favorite place.
You know, like the patriarch, we all loved him, and you know, it was just a real privilege to learn from him and be around him.
Sharing his love for the mountains with most anyone he knew and met.
Whenever there was a need in Eastern Kentucky, he would call me and say, "Joe, we need to do this. You know, everybody's depending on us to help."
Unlike his brother, former Hazard Mayor Bill Gorman, LD rarely did interviews, but was just as effective behind the scenes.
LD was a quiet, effective businessman and civic leader and #1 booster of Hazard Perry County.
Remembering an icon in the mountains. In Hazard, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
Among the other well-known names attending the funeral, UK basketball coach John Calipari, West Virginia Governor Jim Justice, and Donald Trump Jr. You will hear from some of them and more about Gorman's life and legacy tonight at 6. The family did ask us not to record any of the service, and we respected their wishes. More than 150,000 people in Jackson, Mississippi are on the hunt for drinkable water as their city's main water treatment facility failed this week. A combination of years of issues and days of record rain now has the city under a state of emergency and thousands of National Guard members moving in to help. Isabel Rosales has more from Mississippi.
Just as worries about what could have been record flooding Monday went away.
We are just so glad, like I said, our prayers have been answered.
Fears of too much water turned to the reality of too little safe running water as Jackson's biggest water facility failed.
A far too small number of heroic frontline workers were trying their hardest to hold the system together, but that it was a near impossibility.
Mississippi's governor says there's no guarantee there's enough running water to fight fires or flush toilets, and that what water there is unsafe for Jackson residents to drink or even use to brush their teeth.
It's very frustrating to have to fight for some water. You know what I'm saying? You got to mess around, buy 5 cases of water just to stay hydrated.
It's just something that's an ongoing problem that needs to be corrected, and we're hoping they're heading in the right direction.
The state's emergency management agency says more than 4,000 National Guard members, including some trained to distribute water after hurricanes, will assist with the heavy lift of getting water to Jackson.
What I have been lifting up for the better part of 2 years is that it's not a matter of if our systems will fail, but when these systems will fail.
Jackson's mayor says immediate water problems could continue for days, but long-term fixes could take years.
Well, we did have some rain around the region a little earlier this morning and a little bit right now, but for the most part, we're ending the heavy rain potential as we run through the rest of tonight. Outside right now, Mount Vernon along I-75. Sunshine now, but a few fair weather clouds trying to increase in size and in the atmosphere to bring us the potential for a few showers and storms. Pinpoint Doppler right now. Heaviest of the rain as we head just south of downtown Pikeville into southern portions of Floyd County, into portions of Knott County as well, just east of downtown Hindman. So still dealing with some at least brief heavy rain there. We were looking at the Pikeville Medical Center camera a little while ago. Not too heavy, but still down into the Cumberland Valley. Parts of Bell County seeing some showers. Parts of Knox County now seeing a few showers. And again, these should continue to work through the region. The northernmost in our area, we got one over downtown Moorhead, another one not far from downtown Stanton. That'll continue to move down the Mountain Parkway toward Campton here over the next little bit. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. This is it. This is the last push. As that front works in, we're going to be in much better shape as we head into tonight. Middle and at least middle 80s, a few upper 70s where it's rained so far. Those temperatures will come down too. Near 60 tonight, showers and storms coming to an end, but we'll have to watch that patchy, dense fog. The details on the nice weather moving our way coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. It was a triumphant night for tennis legend Serena Williams at the U.S. Open. She won her first-round matchup in what could be her final tournament. It's been 23 years since Williams won her first ever major title at the 1999 U.S. Open. That's the same year I started at YMT. Now she's 40, going on 41, and looking back on what many consider the greatest tennis career in history. CBS's Gayle King spoke to Serena last night after the match.
The greatest of all time, Serena Williams.
From the moment she walked onto the court at Arthur Ashe Stadium, a sparkling Serena Williams had the crowd in her corner. The match featured a star-studded audience, packed with celebrities, friends, and family, including her 4-year-old daughter, Olympia, who sported white beads in a nod to her mom's hairstyle at the 1999 U.S. Open. Despite a slow start, flashes of Williams' greatness propelled her to a convincing win over Danka Kovanic of Montenegro. I think Serena said, "Not today, not today." After the match, we were courtside to continue the celebrations. And as Williams looked to the tournament ahead, we asked her about the legacy she'll leave behind. So what do you want people to think about when they hear your name?
It's so important to give your all, no matter what you do, no matter how many obstacles you face. Like, I've been down and out so many times and in the public eye. You just never give up. And it sounds cliche, but that really means something.
Serena says she's looking forward to writing her next chapter, including growing her family and her off-court businesses, and telling us this isn't a retirement, it's an evolution. It's hard to imagine tennis without you. You will so be missed. We always talk about what you've done for us. What can we do for you?
Just keep coming out and supporting me as long as I'm here. Know that I love you so much, and I'm so excited to be here.
At the end of the evening, listen to this, the entire crowd was in on this. Everybody used cards to create a giant message for Serena Williams, which said, "We heart Serena. We love Serena." It was really a very touching moment. She was totally surprised. Gayle King, CBS News, New York.
And Williams will play again on Wednesday. A New Jersey man recently got 3 years in federal prison in a scheme to sell fake Super Bowl rings. Scott Spina pleaded guilty earlier this year to a single count of mail fraud, 3 counts of wire fraud, and another count of aggravated identity theft. The U.S. Attorney's Office in the Central District of California says Spina bought memorabilia in 2017 from a former pro football player. Spina then used that unidentified player's information to place an order for 3 family and friends Super Bowl rings with the name Brady on them. Spina told the ring maker the jewelry was for former New England's Patriots quarterback Tom Brady, who now plays, of course, for the Tampa Bay Bucks. According to prosecutors, Spina eventually sold those rings to an auction house for $100,000. Spina's plea deal called for him to pay $63,000 in restitution to the former player. U.S. and Russian authorities say they are discussing a potential prisoner swap that could free WNBA star Brittany Griner and Marine veteran Paul Whelan. Earlier this year, Marine veteran Trevor Reed was freed in a prisoner swap after spending nearly 3 years in Russian detention. CBS's Wendy Gillette has more on his experience.
After nearly 1,000 days behind bars in Russia, U.S. Marine veteran Trevor Reed says he has a good idea what WNBA star Brittany Griner and U.S. Marine veteran Paul Whelan are going through. He shared his experience on CBS Mornings.
The detention facility where Brittany Griner is being held is probably going to be significantly better than the forced labor camp where Paul is currently being held.
Reed was freed in a prisoner swap in April. U.S. and Russian authorities say they're working on a potential prisoner swap for Griner and Whelan. Whelan has served just over 2 years of his 16-year sentence. Griner is currently appealing her 9-year sentence.
In the end, all of those appeals are, fake. They're as fake as the first trial that you receive. All courts in Russia are fake.
Reed says Russian detention centers and labor camps are dirty, the food often rotten, and the guards hate Americans. Now back at home in Texas, he had a message for both Griner and Whelan.
The highest levels of the U.S. government are attempting to get you out, so So keep the faith.
In the nearly 4 months since he's been back, Reed says he's gained back a lot of the weight he lost, and he's feeling good, both physically and mentally. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
Brittany Griner was found guilty on drug charges. Paul Whelan was convicted on charges related to espionage. Coming up on First at 4, health and safety officials urge folks to take extra caution on the roadways.
And we are slowly approaching that holiday weekend with some much nicer weather on the way. Details coming up.